Pro boxing fans, we are here in Riyadh. It is fight week with me, Dave Allen. Dave, always a pleasure seeing you, sir, but boxing is a crazy sport, man. It is a crazy sport, isn't it?
Yeah, mad really, yeah. Without boxing, I'd probably never left my hometown. So, yeah, very grateful to be here, as I have been all my career, really, because it's... I never started out boxing thinking I was going to be a champion or particularly achieve anything. It was just to get me out of trouble and just have a go, really. And been doing it 16 and a half years now. When I left school, I won't say I started being a boxer, but I started going to the gym, and you know, it's culminated in me finally being here. You know, on one of the biggest shows probably in history, you could argue, Fury Usyk, the rematch. So yeah, fortunate, grateful, and proud of myself as well. You know, it's been since the prize fight, it's been really tough. The boxing's been tough and got tougher, but stuck it out. And people say I'm fortunate, which I am, but also, you know, I've stuck it out and, you know, played the game and kept active, and fortunately things have gone in my favour. Knowing Johnny Fisher, sparring Johnny Fisher having great success, and that was the look involved in having the fight that got me here. So I'm glad to be here.
With that though, with the big event that this is, and it is probably the biggest fight of the year, and it's going to go down in history when you look back at these two fights, or even the third fight that happens. But is it pressure, or is it just, you know, you're just glad to be here and you're going to, you know, spoil the party on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think it's nice that there's not much pressure on me, really. All expectation is on Johnny Fisher. Everything outside of my circle really is Johnny Fisher inside one or two. So, you know what, it's nice in a way there's no pressure, but I put pressure on myself. I've never been put over. You know, I've been stopped and stuff, but not at this level. Johnny Fisher could go on to prove to be as good as who I've already been defeated by, but at the moment he's not. So I put pressure on myself. I have expectations to be winning, really, at this level, because Johnny Fisher's current level that we've seen isn't proven beyond British title level. So I always saw myself, you know, around British title level, just below. You know, I think I should be winning, and that's where I put Fisher right now. So I give myself a chance.
I was going to ask you that question. You shared the ring while sparring with some of the greatest fighters, two of the top men. You've sparred both guys. When it comes to Johnny Fisher, from what you've seen and what, you know, you've done these loads of rounds with him, for you right now, which level do you believe he's at? You've said that this is the level that you believe he's at, but do you feel like you've seen something from Johnny in the past that maybe he can surpass and fight the big boys at some point in the future? Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, I think it's all about what's proven, though. Like, it's all right talking, but it has to be proven. He isn't proven beyond any kind of level, really. Babbage at heavyweight, English title level, maybe. You know, Harry Armstrong area title level. That's what it was, and I put myself at my best. You know, beyond that, for sure. So I think this is a step up for him. Is it one that he can take in his stride? Maybe so. Maybe he is, because like I said previously, like if he is British title level and beyond, it's going to be an hard night for him. And we know that. You know, I'm not delusional, but if he's the level, if he's not what people think he is, I'll beat him. That's what this comes down to, really. So I prepared really, really hard. This is the best preparation I've ever had. I'm fit. There's no excuse at all. If he does beat me, then he's probably pretty good. And if he doesn't, he's probably not what he's cropped up to be.
When it comes to boxing and life in general, we all have our ups and downs. You've obviously had your ups and downs in boxing. I can remember speaking to Tyson maybe a couple of years ago, and he said something in a podcast where he said he needed boxing more than he thought he did. Do you feel like you needed boxing more than you thought you did at points in your career? Yeah, I needed boxing all my life, really. Without boxing, who knows where I'd have ended up. But I always stuck with it in one facet or another. Whether you know, since the last couple of years I've been managing, been training fighters. I love it. I love boxing. I don't really know anything else. Since I've had kids and settled down and, you know, grown up, I don't need boxing no more. I don't need to fight no more. I don't need it. I could live a normal life without it, and I couldn't before. And it was my
I just needed it. You know, people say, "Oh, he's not training, he's not this and that," and it would like, mate, I was mental. So, but I needed the boxing. I couldn't walk away from it because I had just gone mad. So, yeah, I understand that, but I don't need it no more. Don't need it no more for anything. Like before, it was my only financial incomings. That's also changed. So, I don't need boxing now. I box because I want to. I still love boxing. I still love competing. But Saturday night will answer a lot of questions for me because as of this moment, people are asking me questions I don't quite know the answer to, and I can only answer them Saturday. I'll only get the answers on Saturday. I'm looking for them myself as well.
Just a final one on yourself. What does a win do for you, though? Obviously, a lot of people, like you said, have got you written off as this is Johnny Fisher's journey and he's going to push on. But if you beat Johnny Fisher, what does that happen? Because we know Riyadh season does like heavyweights. So does that reignite the fight even more?
I love watching the British title. That's the end goal. I don't have aspirations for world titles and boxing world title men. You know, I've been there, done that. Not good enough. So I love to win the British title. That was my old man's dream, my granddad's dream, and it became my dream through them. So if I beat Johnny Fisher, I would love a British title fight. That would be everything for me. So yeah, my ambitions are beat Fisher, win the British title, win it outright, and I would retire a happy man.
Good man. I do want to talk about the main event before I let you go. I spoke to you just before, I think, the first fight, and I asked you about your thoughts because you had been in there with both guys. I do want your thoughts now after the first fight. From what you shared the ring with Tyson and Usyk, did you anticipate that to happen? There was times in there where Tyson was comfortable. The second half of the fight, Usyk's energy, footwork, and everything else took over. Do you feel like you'd seen both of that in with both guys?
Yeah, I predicted a Fury win, but no surprises. Anything happening again on Saturday between the two would not surprise me. The two best of our generation, I think. You know, Usyk will go down as an all-time great, cruiserweight, heavyweight. He'll go down as an all-time great. He's exceptional. I thought Tyson would be too big, and at halfway I was pretty confident my prediction was right. And then you know what, the pace Usyk set in the first half of the fight was ferocious. So, you know, and he may do the same. He may do the same again at the weekend. I get a lot of stick because I always go with Fury every time, but that's from my personal bias of I sparred them both and they was both great. But Fury just is special, you know. There's something about him as a man and as a fighter that I've always, you know, been drawn to as a fan, you know, my mate or whatever. But I've been drawn to him as a fan. Something about him is special. And Usyk, you know, not much less so. But I just think Tyson is on another level to everyone. Even though the first time that was proven to be wrong, but I still feel that in myself that he is.
The general consensus when I talk to people about this is that maybe Tyson is going to come in a little bit heavier so he can enforce himself, become that bully. Do you feel that will help him in this fight if he does have his presence? Because whilst we know Usyk can move, Tyson's very much the bigger man.
Yeah, I think if I was in that camp, I'd be wanting to. I think he's got to go out there earlier and stamp his authority on the fight. It was a boxing match last time, and I know from sparring cruiserweights from experience. You know, if you try and match in footwork and tippy, it was a boxing match for 6 rounds, and that takes a lot out of the bigger man. So, Tyson Fury, I'm using that size advantage. I'm gonna hit his body. I guess that's what people are saying about Usyk is weak to the body. Is he? I'm not sure, but he's got to try something different because he came out second best last time.
One thing both men did show in that fight, the recovery power was fantastic. Usyk got hit to the body. You could tell it would have been hurting him, but you know, he recovered and so did Tyson. Do you want to talk about the other champion quickly before I let you go? Daniel Dubois and Jose Parker. Great fight made by Turki Al-Sheikh and Riyadh season. Just talk to me about that one. That's a very interesting fight.
Yeah, I think it's a really good match. Yeah, I think it's probably the best match that could have been made. You know, Usyk, Fury, you know, Joshua Dubois. After that, you're looking at Parker. Probably is the consensus number 5. I think it's a good match. It's a different match for Daniel in comparison to Miller, Hrgovic and Joshua. It's a completely different look, a different style, it's a different match altogether. I fancy Parker to really give him a run for his money. Parker's tough enough to stand up to him. He's clever enough to get through sticky moments, and he's got the movement and the style to to give Dubois problems, but Dubois is only getting better. He's only young. He's getting better and stronger, and he's been punching harder all the time. So again, amazing matchups are the ones that he struggled to pick a winner, and that's another one. So I think it's a great fight. Yeah.
Just a final one, Anthony Joshua. Obviously, he was supposed to be fighting, and Dubois couldn't make it because of certain injuries or a delay. But what would you like him to do? Obviously, there's a lot of talk about him. People are calling for him to retire after the last loss. What would you like Anthony Joshua to do?
I think a Dylan White fight, maybe. I don't want to see him back in with Dubois again after the last one. I thought he was pretty one-sided. I'm not saying I wouldn't watch it. I'm not saying he couldn't reverse the result. Usyk Fury winner. I think both guys may retire. Fury and Usyk. I think it might be the last time we see Tyson. I think. I'd like to see Joshua White. Why not? Probably the right time for them both, and the winner can kick on again for a world title fight, and the loser probably has nowhere to go. But it's not really for Dave Allen to tell Joshua what to do, so he'll do what he wants to do, I guess.
Dave, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, mate. I know there's obviously the grand rivals today, so you've got to carry on with this week, which is going to be a bit manic. You've probably never done something this intense before.
No, it's I've only been here, I think, 48 hours, and it's a hectic schedule for definite. Yeah.
Listen, take it all in, enjoy the experience, and hopefully we'll see a good fight on Saturday night, and we'll catch you then. Thank you very much, Dave Allen. Top man.